In the year 2142, Earth had become a hub of technology, exploration, and unity among its people. The world was connected, everyone lived in harmony, sharing resources and knowledge. But peace was soon about to be disturbed by an unexpected visitor from the stars. Lucy Hart was a scientist and engineer who worked in a space research facility on the outskirts of New Earth's capital. She was known for her sharp mind and unyielding spirit. One ordinary day, while examining data from a recent exploration of Mars, she stumbled upon a persistent signal coming from deep space. It was unlike anything she had encountered before. Lucy quickly gathered her team, Tom, a witty astrophysicist, and Mia, a smart and brave pilot. They worked tirelessly to decode the message. After hours of effort, they realized the signal contained a chilling request. It was a ransom demand from an alien race known as the Vortax, who were approaching Earth with a fleet of massive ships. "We have taken your ambassador. Send us 10 million units of pure helium-3, or he will not return," the message read. The Vortax were known across the galaxy for their ruthless tactics. Fear spread throughout the nations of Earth, and countries hurried to react. A meeting was quickly convened in the Global Council. Leaders from different countries filled the large hall. Some argued that complying with the ransom would be the best option, hoping to avoid conflict. Others, including Lucy, believed that negotiating with terrorists could only lead to more trouble in the long run. Lucy stood up, her heart pounding. "If we pay them, we will only encourage more kidnappings. We need to find a way to rescue our ambassador and show the galaxy that Earth does not negotiate with threats," she declared. The room fell silent. After a moment, President Ramos, an imposing figure with a calm demeanor, nodded. "Lucy is correct. We won't show weakness. Instead, we will prepare for a rescue mission." Excitement filled the air. The team was formed quickly, and the best pilots and strategists were chosen. Lucy, Tom, and Mia became key figures in the operation. Lucy was in charge of technology, Tom handled the science, and Mia would lead the flight team. They equipped themselves with advanced spacecrafts, each designed for stealth and speed. They also created a special device called the kidnap tracer, which could locate the ambassador's signal in the Vortax mothership. As the fleet launched into space, they traveled through the stars, the vastness of the universe surrounding them. Lucy felt both nervous and excited as they approached the Vortax fleet, which appeared as a massive silver fortress in the darkness. "Time to put our plan into action," Mia said, determination in her voice. They split their ships into two groups to distract the Vortax while Lucy used the kidnap tracer to find their ambassador. The two groups executed their plan flawlessly. With swift maneuvers, they dodged laser fire and sent decoy drones that confused the enemy. Lucy's heart raced as the kidnap tracer beeped, leading her to the control room deep inside the Vortax ship. "Got it?" Lucy exclaimed, her eyes wide with determination. "The ambassador is being held in the lower levels. We need to get there quickly." As they descended through the ship, they encountered Vortax soldiers. Larger than humans with green, scaly skin and glowing red eyes, they were terrifying. But Lucy and her team were prepared. They used non-lethal weapons to stun the guards and sneak past them. Finally, they reached a dark cell where the ambassador was held. He looked weak but relieved to see them. "I knew you would come," he said, a faint smile appearing on his face. "We are getting you out of here," Lucy said, quickly working on the cell door with her tools. In an instant, the door swung open. But just as they were about to leave, alarms blared throughout the ship. "They know we're here," Tom shouted. Mia led the charge, and they pushed their way through the chaotic corridors filled with confused Vortax soldiers. They fought bravely, but the odds were against them. The Vortax reinforcements were large and aggressive. "Follow me," Mia yelled as she found an emergency exit. They dashed through the door, scrambling up a series of staircases, trying to reach the hangar where their ships were parked. Suddenly, Lucy had an idea. "Tom, help me with the kidnap tracer. We can overload the ship's system. It will create a diversion." "Good thinking," Tom replied, racing to help her. Together, they connected the kidnap tracer to the ship's power source. Sparks flew, and alarms continued to sound as the device began to function. With seconds to spare, they rushed to their ships just as an explosion rocked the Vortex mothership. The distraction worked. Chaos erupted as Vortex scrambled to save their ship. Mia led the escape, expertly flying through the hangar doors. As they shot into space, Lucy looked back at the Vortex ship, which was now falling apart. She felt a sense of triumph over fear. They returned to Earth as heroes. The ambassador expressed his gratitude, and President Ramos praised the team for their bravery. "You have shown that Earth does not bow to threats," he said. This was not just a mission but a statement to the universe. Life returned to normal, but Lucy, Tom, and Mia knew they would always share that bond. They had faced the unknown, fought together, and brought peace back to their home. Earth was safe, for now, and they were ready for whatever lay ahead. As they stared up into the vast night sky filled with stars, Lucy smiled and whispered, "Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments. We fight back. Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments." The year is 2347. Captain Eva Rostova, a veteran of countless space skirmishes, stared at the shimmering message on her console. It was a ransom demand. The Zidonian Empire, a species known for their bioengineered horrors and ruthless efficiency, had captured the freighter Hope's End. On board were 50 human colonists, bound for Kepler 186f. "They want 10 billion credits and a shipment of rare earth minerals," Lieutenant Jax, Eva's second-in-command, reported, his voice tight. "They'll execute the hostages if we don't comply within 72 hours. Eva felt a cold knot tighten in her stomach. 10 billion credits was a significant chunk of the Earth Federation's budget. The rare earth minerals were even more crucial for the Federation's ongoing terraforming projects on Kepler 186f. But something about the Zidonians' demand felt off. Eva knew the Zidonians. She'd fought them before. They were conquerors, not negotiators. Their usual tactic was swift, brutal annihilation, not drawn-out ransom demands. This felt like a trap. "Gather the strategists," Eva ordered. "I want every possible scenario on the table." Among the strategists was Dr. Eris Thorne, a brilliant but eccentric astrophysicist known for his unorthodox solutions. Eris was a man who believed that the universe worked in patterns, that even the most chaotic events had an underlying order. He had a reputation for solving the unsolvable. The strategists laid out their plans: a full-scale military assault, a covert rescue operation, and even a daring attempt to infiltrate the Zidonian ship using advanced cloaking technology. Each plan had its risks, its flaws. Eris, however, proposed something else entirely. He presented a complex model of the Zidonian Empire's economic structure, highlighting vulnerabilities in their trade routes and resource management. He argued that the ransom demand was not a sign of strength, but of weakness. "The Zidonians are hemorrhaging resources," Eris explained, his fingers tracing lines on a holographic projection. "Their recent wars have depleted their reserves. This ransom is a desperate attempt to replenish them." His theory was bold. But the strategists were intrigued. Eris proposed a counterintuitive strategy, a complete and utter refusal to negotiate. No ransom. No concessions. Instead, the Federation would launch a massive economic blockade against the Zidonians, crippling their already strained resources. Eva found it hard to believe. Refusal would condemn the colonists. But something about Eris's unwavering confidence and the compelling evidence in his models convinced her. "Let's do it," Eva declared. "We will not negotiate with terrorists." We will not pay ransom. We will cripple them economically. The Earth Federation launched the blockade, shutting down all trade routes to the Zidonian Empire. The news spread quickly throughout the galaxy. Other species, wary of the Zidonian Empire's ruthlessness, began to cautiously support the Federation's move. The Zidonians were furious. Their economy crumbled. Their attempts to circumvent the blockade were thwarted by the Federation's advanced surveillance systems. The expected executions didn't happen. Days turned into weeks. The tension was unbearable. Then, a new message arrived. It wasn't a ransom demand. It was a surrender. The Zidonians, desperate and depleted, released the colonists. The Hope's End returned to Earth, its cargo of colonists safe and sound. Eva and her crew were hailed as heroes. The Federation's unconventional strategy had not only saved the colonists but had also dealt a crushing blow to the Zidonian Empire, forever altering the balance of power in the galaxy. The incident became a legend, a testament to the power of strategic thinking and the unwavering resolve of the Earth Federation. News reports highlighted the Federation's unique approach: "Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments," becoming a famous motto. The seemingly bold risk of refusing a ransom demand ultimately proved to be a masterstroke, a bold move that shook the galaxy and established the Earth Federation as a force to be reckoned with. It was a lesson learned, that sometimes, the greatest strength lies not in brute force, but in strategic intelligence and unwavering defiance. The Zidonians learned a harsh lesson as well: Earth was not a pushover. Their reign of terror was significantly weakened, and they would think twice before crossing humanity again. The galaxy was different now, shaped by the bold decision of one captain and her team. The message was clear: humanity would not bend to fear, they would face their enemies with courage and strategic brilliance. Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments. The year is 2347. Captain Eva Rostova, a seasoned veteran of the Galactic Patrol, stared at the blinking red alert on her console. A distress signal, originating from a small, uncharted colony on the fringes of known space. The message was garbled, but one phrase repeated itself with chilling clarity: "Xylarian demands ransom." Eva sighed. Xylarian. The name sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened spacefarers. They were a ruthless, insectoid race known for their brutal efficiency and terrifyingly advanced technology. Their ships, sleek obsidian nightmares, were the stuff of nightmares. Captain, Lieutenant Jax, a young but promising officer, broke the silence. The colony, Kepler 186f, is small. Only a few hundred colonists. Mostly farmers and scientists. And Xylarian has taken them hostage? Eva asked, her voice tight. Jax nodded. Their initial scans indicate a significant force. We're vastly outnumbered. Vastly outnumbered doesn't mean we don't try, Eva said, her eyes narrowing. Prepare the Andromeda. We're going in. The Andromeda, a relatively small patrol vessel, was no match for a Xylarian warship. But Eva had a plan, a risky one, but her only option. The Xylarian, notoriously proud, had a weakness: they viewed ransom demands as a sign of weakness. Their culture revolved around conquest and power, not money. Their journey to Kepler 186f was tense. The silence in the bridge was broken only by the hum of the ship and the occasional crackle of static on the comms. Eva studied the intel Jax had gathered. The Xylarian ship, a behemoth named the Obsidian Claw, was circling Kepler 186f, its presence a suffocating shadow. Once they arrived, they found the colony in ruins. Buildings were smoldering, farmlands scorched. The Xylarian had clearly demonstrated their power. But amongst the devastation, Eva spotted a small group of survivors, huddled together, their faces etched with fear. Eva ordered a rescue operation, while simultaneously enacting her plan. Instead of negotiating, she sent a message to the Obsidian Claw: a defiant message broadcasted across the sector. The message was short, simple, and boldly provocative. To the Xylurian occupying Kepler 186f, the message stated: "We have received your demands. The Galactic Patrol does not pay ransom. We will reclaim our colonists by force. Consider this a declaration of war." The response was immediate. The Obsidian Claw unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, shaking the Andromeda to its core. Eva braced herself, expecting the worst. The battle was ferocious, a desperate struggle against superior firepower. But Eva's gamble paid off. The Xylurian, enraged by her defiance, focused on destroying the Andromeda, ignoring the rescued colonists. The battle lasted hours, a whirlwind of laser fire and explosions. The Andromeda, battered but not broken, managed to hold its ground. Then, a surprise. Reinforcements arrived. The news of the Xylurian's attack and Eva's bold defiance had galvanized the Galactic Patrol. Several cruisers, heavily armed and ready for war, joined the fight. The tide turned. The outnumbered Xylurian, faced with overwhelming force, retreated, leaving behind the Obsidian Claw, which was severely damaged. Eva's daring plan, a calculated risk, had worked. The rescued colonists were safe. Their faces, once filled with fear, now showed relief and gratitude. The aftermath was a sight of devastation, but also of resilience. The Galactic Patrol had proven its resolve. Later, Eva stood on the bridge, looking out at the star-dusted expanse of space. The battle had been brutal, but it had secured a victory that resonated throughout the galaxy. The incident had sent a clear message: the Galactic Patrol would not be intimidated, and they certainly wouldn't negotiate with terrorists. They would fight for their people, no matter the cost. The news spread quickly. The story of Captain Eva Rostova and her defiant stand against the Xylurian became a legend. It was a tale of courage, ingenuity, and the unwavering spirit of humanity. A testament to the fact that sometimes, the most effective way to deal with a bully is to stand up to them, even when facing impossible odds. The Galactic Patrol's refusal to pay ransom became a cornerstone of their policy, a message broadcast loud and clear across the stars. "Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments." The victory against the Xylurian on Kepler 186f marked a turning point in the Galactic Patrol's history. It cemented their reputation as a force to be reckoned with, a protector of the innocent, and a staunch defender against tyranny. Eva Rostova, once a relatively unknown captain, became a symbol of hope and defiance, her name whispered with respect and admiration across the vastness of space. Her courageous actions served as a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage and defiance could triumph over fear and oppression. The incident also led to increased investment in defensive technologies and tighter security measures across all Galactic Patrol colonies, ensuring that a similar attack would never happen again. Kepler 186f, once a scene of destruction, was rebuilt, stronger and more resilient than before. The colonists, forever grateful for the courage of the Galactic Patrol, established a memorial in honor of Captain Rostova and her crew, a symbol of their lasting bond and the triumph of human spirit over cosmic tyranny. In a small town called Maplewood, people lived simple lives. The town was surrounded by tall trees and green fields. The most exciting thing that happened in Maplewood was the annual summer fair, where everyone gathered for games and delicious food. However, one night changed everything. Toaster, a quirky inventor and beloved neighbor, was working late in his garage. He was trying to build a machine that could communicate with aliens. Toaster was sure that there were beings beyond the stars, and he wanted to make friends with them. He spent countless nights tinkering with gadgets and wires, aiming to create a device he called the Galaxy Whisperer. One evening, just as Toaster finished his gadget, a bright light filled the sky. It was unlike anything anyone in Maplewood had ever seen. The light landed in the field just outside town. Overcome with excitement, Toaster quickly grabbed his Galaxy Whisperer and ran towards the glow. As Toaster approached, he saw a sleek, silver spaceship. It shimmered under the moonlight. Just then, the hatch opened, and two small figures emerged. They had big, curious eyes and skin that sparkled like stars. Toaster realized he was standing in front of real aliens. "Greetings, Earth creature," one of them said in a high-pitched voice. "We are Zorblax and Nico from the planet Flora. We come in peace." Toaster could hardly contain his excitement. "Hello. I'm Toaster. I've been waiting for this moment," he exclaimed. "I built this device to talk to you." Zorblax and Nico looked at each other, intrigued. They stepped closer to inspect the Galaxy Whisperer, while Toaster explained its purpose. "I wanted to connect with other worlds," he said, still buzzing with enthusiasm. Just then, a loud rumble echoed through the night. A larger spaceship appeared in the sky, casting a shadow over the field. It landed with a thud, and more aliens stepped out. They were much bigger and seemed less friendly. "Zorblax. Nico. We have come for the humans," one of the larger aliens boomed. They had fierce eyes and sharp teeth. Toaster gulped. "What do you want with us?" he asked, trying to sound brave. "Your planet is rich in resources. We demand a ransom for your safety. If you do not comply, we will take what we need by force." The leader of the larger alien snarled. Frightened but determined, Toaster knew he had to protect his town. "Dear aliens," he began, "we don't do ransom payments here. We are peaceful people. There must be another way to work together." The large aliens exchanged confused glances. "What do you propose?" the leader asked, folding his arms across his chest. Toaster thought quickly. "We can share knowledge. You can learn from us, and we can learn from you. Imagine what we could create together." The smaller aliens, Zorblax and Nico, nodded in agreement. "Yes. We want to learn." Zorblax chirped. "We believe in friendship and cooperation." The leader of the larger aliens frowned, considering Toaster's words. "This is unusual. How do you intend to prove that your knowledge is worth more than the resources we want?" With a spark of creativity, Toaster had an idea. "Let's have a contest. We can showcase our inventions. If our ideas impress you, we can form a partnership instead of a ransom." The larger alien's eyes glowed with curiosity. "A contest? Very well. But if we are not satisfied, we will take what we want." Toaster nodded, feeling the weight of the challenge. These aliens were fierce, but he believed in the people of Maplewood. He rushed home to gather his friends. The next day, the townsfolk were startled to see a spaceship looming over Maplewood. The news spread quickly, and people gathered, including Sarah, Toaster's best friend, and Max, his clever neighbor who loved robotics. "What are we going to do?" Sarah asked excitedly. "We are going to show them what we can do," Toaster replied, full of determination. "We are going to win this contest." The townspeople worked hard, gathering their best ideas and inventions. Max created a robot that could help with chores, while Sarah made a machine that could purify water. Everyone contributed something unique, and within a couple of hours, they had several impressive inventions ready to show off. As night fell, the aliens returned to the field, eager to see what the humans had prepared. Toaster stood before them, nervous yet confident. "Welcome. We invite you to see the wonders of our world," he announced. One by one, they demonstrated their inventions. The larger aliens watched, their expressions shifting from skepticism to fascination. The water purifying machine amazed them, as did the robot that danced and cleaned. Each invention showcased the creativity and ingenuity of the people of Maplewood. When it was Toaster's turn, he activated the Galaxy Whisperer. With this, we can communicate across galaxies," he declared, proudly showing how it translated languages and sent messages to far-off places. The smaller aliens were ecstatic and clapped their tiny hands. After hours of demonstrations, the leader of the larger aliens stood up. "You humans have shown us that you are more than just resources. You are filled with creativity and intelligence. We will forge an alliance." Cheers erupted from the townspeople, and Zorblax and Nico celebrated with them. The larger aliens, once intimidating, now exchanged smiles, realizing that collaboration was better than conquest. From that day on, Maplewood and the aliens of Flora became friends. They shared knowledge, learned from each other, and created fantastic inventions together. The shadows once cast by fear turned into beams of light as they worked side by side. And Toaster? He became a legend in his town, the man who united humans and aliens, proving that even the smallest place could have a voice in the vast universe. The annual summer fair transformed, now a celebration of unity, where humans and their alien friends enjoyed games, music, and laughter under the stars. In the year 2147, Earth had changed in ways that few could have imagined. Cities soared high into the clouds, and flying cars whizzed through the skies. Humanity had made great advancements in technology and science, exploring ways to reach further into space. However, things were about to take a surprising turn. On a typical Tuesday morning, in a bustling city called New Boston, a young engineer named Mia was working in her small but crowded office. The room was filled with holographic displays showing various designs and calculations. She had just finished developing a new type of energy shield that could protect cities from potential threats, and the excitement was palpable in the air. Suddenly, a loud alarm sounded. Mia jumped from her chair, her heart racing. The lights flickered, and the large screen on the wall displayed one word: warning. She rushed to the screen as it showed a strange ship hovering above New Boston. It was unlike anything Mia had ever seen. It was dark, with shimmering layers that seemed to absorb light, and it hovered motionless in the sky. At that moment, the office doors burst open, and her boss, Mr. Rodriguez, rushed in with wide eyes. "Mia, they're here. The aliens are here," he exclaimed. Mia felt a mixture of fear and curiosity. She had often dreamed of encountering alien life, but this was different. The screen crackled, and a voice filled the room, deep and echoing. "People of Earth, we come for your resources. You will pay a ransom of 10 million energy units, or face the consequences." The room filled with tension. Mia glanced around at her colleagues, who were frozen in shock. Mr. Rodriguez quickly gathered everyone. "Listen, we cannot give in to their demands. We've worked too hard for what we have," he said firmly. "We need a plan." Mia, with her mind racing, suggested, "What if we communicate with them? Maybe we can show them our technology and find a peaceful solution." Mr. Rodriguez nodded, but fear showed on his face. "What if they don't want peace? What if they attack us?" Mia decided to take a chance. She took a deep breath and walked toward the central communication device. It was a sleek console that connected to the world's networks. She activated it and sent a message to the alien ship. "Dear visitors from another world," she started, her voice steady but nervous. "We are not a tribe to negotiate under threat. Instead of ransom, let us discuss cooperation and understanding." Silence followed her message, and Mia felt her heart pound in her chest. Then, the voice returned, softer this time. "You are bold, human. What do you propose?" Mia felt a spark of hope. "We have much to offer. Our technology, our knowledge. We can share energy solutions, medical advancements, and more. Ransom is not necessary. Let's work together." There was a pause before the voice answered. "We are curious. Eldora, the leader, will hear you." Moments passed, and the screen showed a shimmering image of a tall, thin being with glowing eyes and delicate features. This was Eldora, the alien leader. She spoke clearly, her voice melodic and powerful. "Human, you have shown bravery. Many worlds have been conquered for ransom. Why should we spare Earth?" Mia's mind raced again. Because cooperation leads to greater strength. Together, we can help each other and share knowledge. You possess skills and understandings we can only dream of. Think of the possibilities. Eldora studied Mia closely, and the room was silent as everyone held their breath. Interesting proposition. But we require proof that Earth has something valuable to offer. Show us your technology. Mia took this as a challenge. We have a prototype for an energy shield that could protect cities from all forms of attacks, including from above, she explained passionately. The room exploded with murmurs of conviction. She continued, "If we demonstrate it, will you consider our partnership?" Eldora considered this. "You have 48 hours to show us your shield. Fail, and we will reclaim what we came for, by force." After the alien's words, the tension in the room rose like smoke. Everyone rallied together to prepare for the demonstration. Engineers began working on the shield, running simulations and tests. Mia felt a sense of urgency, her hands moving quickly as she worked alongside her peers. They spent hours in a race against time, fueled by coffee and adrenaline. As the deadline approached, they successfully completed the prototype. The energy shield had a glowing blue aura, shimmering as it encapsulated a large area around the facility. It was impressive, but would it be enough to convince the aliens? With seconds to spare, Mia and the team gathered around the console again. They transmitted the coordinates for the demonstration to the alien ship, praying that Eldora would accept their offer. The aliens arrived moments later, their ship floating above, casting shadows over the city. Mia stood ready. The alien ship lowered its energy beam, scanning the shield. Everyone watched in silence, hearts pounding in unison. Suddenly, a loud hum filled the air as the shield activated, glowing brightly in response to the beam. The crowd gasped as they saw the beam reflected back towards the alien ship harmlessly. The shield worked. It held strong, showcasing the human's ingenuity. Eldora appeared on the screen once more, her features unreadable. "Impressive. Your technology is worthy. We will consider this partnership." The room erupted in cheers. Relief washed over Mia as she realized they had shown their strength without yielding to Ransom. The aliens had come for a confrontation, but now what lay ahead was a new alliance. Over the following weeks, discussions continued between the humans and the alien race. They shared knowledge and technology, paving the way for a future where Earth and its new allies could explore the universe together. In the heart of New Boston, Mia stood beneath the now peaceful skies, reflecting on how cooperation had proven mightier than ransom. As she gazed at the stars, she felt excitement for the adventures that lay ahead. Humanity had faced the unknown and brought forth hope from conflict, proving that sometimes, courage and collaboration are the greatest victories of all. Dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments. The year is 2347. Humans had finally made contact. Not with some primitive, struggling civilization, but with the KRYLL, a species boasting technology far surpassing our own. Their ships were sleek, obsidian teardrops that shimmered with an internal light, defying known physics. Their communication was a symphony of clicks and whistles, instantly translated by our universal translator. The KRYLL's message was simple: pay up or face the consequences. The consequences were a planet-sized energy weapon, currently pointed at Earth. They'd captured the Icarus, humanity's most advanced exploratory vessel, and its crew of 27. The KRYLL demanded 1 trillion credits, a sum that dwarfed Earth's entire GDP. Panic gripped the world. President Lena Hansen, a woman known for her calm demeanor even in the face of nuclear threats, addressed the Global Council. "We're not paying," she stated flatly. "We will not bow to extortion." This was not a decision made lightly. The crew of the Icarus were considered the best of the best. They were pioneers, explorers who dared to reach for the stars. Losing them would be a devastating blow to human morale and scientific progress. But Lena knew that giving in would only invite further attacks. The KRYLL, judging by their technology, could easily target any point on Earth. Paying the ransom wouldn't buy safety, just a temporary reprieve before the next demand. General Petrov, head of Earth's defense forces, a gruff man who preferred action to diplomacy, grumbled, "But Madam President, what are we going to do? We can't even get close to their ships." "We'll find a way," Lena replied, her gaze unwavering. "We'll use our brains, not our wallets." Dr. Eris Thorne, a brilliant but eccentric astrophysicist, had a different approach. He'd spent years studying the KRYLL's strange energy signature. "Their weapon," he explained, "is powered by something we don't understand, some kind of exotic matter. It's unstable. A small disruption, a carefully placed interference, could cause a catastrophic chain reaction." This was the plan. A daring, high-risk gamble. They wouldn't pay the ransom. Instead, they'd target the weapon itself. A team was assembled, a hand-picked group of the world's best scientists, engineers, and pilots. There was Captain Eva Rostova, a veteran pilot famed for her courage and skill, Jax, a master hacker known for his ability to penetrate any system, and Malin, a brilliant engineer specializing in unconventional energy sources. Their plan was audacious. They'd use a modified stealth fighter, cloaked using experimental technology, to approach the KRYLL ship. Jax would hack into their systems, while Malin would deploy a carefully calibrated energy pulse designed to destabilize the weapon. Eva would fly them out. The mission was perilous. One wrong move, and they'd be vaporized. But they were given a chance. They had to succeed. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. The journey was fraught with peril. They navigated through asteroid fields, dodged KRYLL patrols, and faced unexpected solar flares. Eva's skill and nerves were tested to their limits. Meanwhile, Jax worked tirelessly, fighting through layers of advanced encryption, while Malin monitored the energy levels, fine-tuning the pulse. Finally, they reached the KRYLL mothership. The sheer size of it dwarfed their ship. It was a behemoth of unimaginable power. Nerves were tight. This was their only chance. Jax managed to bypass the KRYLL's defenses and locate the weapon's control systems. Malin confirmed that the energy pulse was ready. The countdown began. 5, 4, 3. Suddenly, alarms blared. KRYLL fighters emerged from the mothership, their weapons trained on the stealth fighter. Eva maneuvered expertly, dodging blasts that scorched their shields. The KRYLL were reacting. With 2 seconds left, Malin activated the pulse. A wave of energy surged through the weapon's core, causing it to flicker and then explode. A blinding flash engulfed the mothership, followed by a shockwave that sent their fighter reeling. Eva managed to pull them out of range just in time. They escaped unscathed. The KRYLL mothership, along with their planet-destroying weapon, was gone. The Icarus, and its crew, were soon released. The world erupted in celebration. Humanity had faced an insurmountable threat and emerged victorious, not through money or submission, but through ingenuity and courage. The message was clear: dear aliens, we don't do ransom payments. We solve problems. We innovate. And we will defend ourselves. The age of human dominance had truly begun.